Falcons. Now, what will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And they will not get a chance to...
Hawk 70, Hawk 70, 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Ready.
To throw is Milton. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Spot gets him down there for a loss of 4. So a tough early challenge here. Second and long after the sack.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Here's Milton. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. That'll give him 8 that time. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game. And I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible. But we watched it happen.
To throw, it's Milton. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Ready? Now look, top look.
A gain of 16 yards.
They'll run. Here's Devon Achane. Down to the 42, 2nd down. So this game of our, Charles, you know, the top 2 unbeaten teams, you rarely see such a matchup this deep into a season.
I would agree with that because normally you might get one team undefeated for a while, but 2 teams like this, and I remember in preseason you looked at schedules and said, I think these 2 are on a collision course. It'd be interesting to see if they actually get there, and they did. And to me, the winner of this game has to wear the crown of Super Bowl favorite.
First down, Tampa Bay.
Now Milton letting one go deep for the end zone. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Jalen Waddle with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bucs get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. He'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 and the 24.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Seven Pirates. Here we go.
They go play action here on first down. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. This is caught inside the 15. But he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 64 yards.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
There is all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Nice.
They'll run. This is Bashal Tootin. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
He'll try and do this himself. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. 5-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Extra point by Bucker is on target. And we are tied at 7.
Harrison Butker is set to kick off.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big match. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Savon Revel. And the Falcons are going to get the football back at their own 17.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Cowboy 80. Hawk 70. Hawk 76.
And they'll get him down here at the 23. From the 23, here's 2nd and 4. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
A loss of 1. It's now 3rd down and 6.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he is caught. Oh, what a move. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And now this one may draw a penalty. He just blindly threw that one to the sideline. And, yep, indeed, the flag is out. They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long.
Here we go. Pass the 60. Pass 19 tight. 19 tight.
He'll look to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. On play action, they'll throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They'll let this go deep for Waddle. At the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line.
That's how you flip field position. What a play right there. That nearly went the distance. Credit this defense for not giving up. They get him down just short of the goal line, but the damage is done. It's going to be 1st and goal from an ideal position.
Cougar 19.
Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. 7-7, our score after 1. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football. as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 2nd quarter.
Ready? 19, 18.
They'll try and sneak it here. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Bucs have taken the lead.
And this is something right out of the Philadelphia playbook. They were successful running this with Jalen Hurts. But this is a copycat league, so if it works for them, everyone thinks it'll probably work for us. And here, it does.
Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 14-7.
14-7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone, so this ball will come out to the 30 now. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Here we go. Start.
And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
At the 47-yard line.
18, Pioneer. Panther 11, 19, Charger, 19, Charger.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's airing it out for Williams. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Maxwell Hairston. And the Buccaneers are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. To throw from his end zone. Newton under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's his safety. And how about the big boy, the D tackle there, feasting on the O-line, getting his squad 2 points.
The glory guys are the defensive ends and the outside linebackers. They create the pressure from the edge, but those big fellas inside that can collapse a pocket, sometimes they get rewarded too.
Extra round at the post-game buffet. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
A gain on the play. And the Falcons, 1st down.
Okay, ready?
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
19 tight, 19, 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Warriors, 70. Ready.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Working downfield, he's got Thornton. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Falcons, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Ready.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. He'll drop to throw. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Maxwell Hairston. And the Bucs are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. Marquise Bell in on that stop. Here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Let's go.
Milton. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked off by Leo Chanel. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
65, ready. Back to 60, stop below 18.
Back to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. Pushing through the contact. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Here we go, here we go. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles, go.
They'll look to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Falcons have moved out in front. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I'll get some more. I'll get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Buccaneers 14. Harrison Butker is set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in this spot.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Go! Bronco 80.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's caught left side by Neighbors. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
don't know no better. When I got rich, bro, coming slow 6.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. That's to the tight end, Musgrave. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll be 2nd and a couple.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 11-yard line.
Musgrave's got it out right. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Luke Musgrave, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Falcons are able to widen their advantage. Extra point by Butker is on target. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Buccaneers 14. Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice.
That's caught at the 25. And marked him down all the way inside the Atlanta 20. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 47 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Here's Milton now to throw. That's caught left side by Hardman. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
Ready, pat the 60, pat 18 Cardinal, 18 Cup, go.
Throwing is Milton. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Jalen Waddle, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Bucs get a late score here in the final minute of the 1st half. Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35. Vince at the line. Be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
They're going to look to throw. Throw caught by Musgrave. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
And the Falcons, 1st down.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Bobcat, 60. Get it. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. 18 Rebels, Warriors, 70. 79 Broncos.
Back to throw again. Open man is Musgrave, the tight end. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
2nd and 10.
70 Lions, 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Ready?
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll throw now on the final play. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Luke Musgrave as time expires in the first half. And the Falcons will extend their lead here just before halftime. So they say no to the field goal try late in the half, and it winds up really paying off as they score on the final play.
Yeah, a little bit of a gamble, but they had some foresight as well because they knew they were going to get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. So they thought to themselves, if we score here, we can double up on back-to-back drives when we start the 2nd half.
31, Buccaneers 21.
The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the 2nd half gets underway. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
60 by 6.
And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this 3rd quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because...
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Falcons! Bashaw Turner, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Gotta assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. And his throw is incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw, it's Milton. He's going to wind up and air it out. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's some good closing speed there for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert. The 1st down carry No, bottled up fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers.
Well, number one on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the third, that right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the ball away.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jalen Walker. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Here's Milton.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. They'll try and throw for it here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it predictably, at least somewhat predictably, and doesn't pay off. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Come on, come on. Liking 18. Ready.
They go play action here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Kenneth Grant collapses the pocket and drops him for a loss of 3. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Falcons.
Jamison Williams